Hello everyone, welcome back to Potted Plant Entertainment. My name is Chris, and in case you don't know, I review movies and I rank them on a scale of 0 to 100 in increments of 5. Today, we are going to be talking about more Star Wars with Solo, a Star Wars Story. Solo, a Star Wars Story was released in 2018 and it stars Alden Ehrenreich, I believe is how it's pronounced, Woody Harrelson, Emilia Clarke, Donald Glover, Joonas Suotamo, Thandie Newton, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and Paul Bettany. It was directed by Ron Howard and is produced by Lawrence Kasdan, Phil Lord, and Christopher Miller. And this movie tells us everybody's favorite, the galaxy's favorite scoundrel's backstory. This tells you where he grew up and how he became to be the gunslinging pilot scoundrel that we all know and love. How he met Chewbacca, how he met Lando, how he got the Millennium Falcon, all of it. And in this movie, he meets a man named Tobias Beckett, who works for a man named Dryden Voss, who is like a gang lord. And he owes him a precious material called quaxium. And so he ends up joining up with him because he wants to get back to the love of his life, is a girl named Kira, who's played by Emilia Clarke. And they team up together to do this job, to get money so that he can get back to her. This movie was met with pretty mixed reviews, for sure. A lot of people really like this movie. A lot of people think it's okay. A lot of people really don't like it. I personally am a fan of this. To be honest with you, I'm pretty much a fan of every Star Wars movie. I don't really dislike any of them. But I do like this movie. I thought that Alden was very well casted for this role. I thought he knocked it out of the park as portraying a young Han Solo. And he plays, this movie takes place 10 years before A New Hope. So he plays Harrison Ford in A New Hope 10 years younger. I thought he did a really good job. It's got some great humor in as well. This has got a lot of laughs, and the jokes really land. It's got excellent cinematography. Every shot in this movie is beautiful. It's all at wide angles, so you can see everything, not just the action scenes. I mean, the cinematography in this movie is really to be praised. It's so much fun. It's so exciting. So much fun. When they're making the Kessel Run, and Han Solo makes the Kessel Run at 12 parsecs like he used to brag in the old movies, yes, you actually do get to see that in this movie. And that's so much fun to watch when they're trying to escape like the wormhole or whatever in outer space. I think they called it a gravity pit. Oh man, there's a lot of shootouts in this movie. It's just so much fun to watch, so much fun. I love the way that Han and Chewbacca meet for the first time, and I thought that was really, really well handled. And one of the good things about this movie is that it doesn't screw up the Star Wars timeline, thank God, because this movie definitely could have made us be like, wait a minute, what about this in A New Hope? But it doesn't. It doesn't change anything in A New Hope. You can actually not watch this movie and nothing will change, but I recommend it. I really like it. The characters are all fun, it's well casted, and all of them have something to do. One of the good things about this movie is that none of them are just along for the ride. Every character contributes in some sort of way. They all have their hands full in assisting in this adventure. It's got some really good suspense in it, and I love how, so everybody who's a diehard Star Wars fan knows that it's pronounced Han and not Han. Even my mom growing up, she used to say Han Solo. One of the things I like about this movie is that there's a scene in this movie where Lando calls Han Solo, he calls him Han, and he's like, it's Han, but thanks. And I really like that because it sort of corrects it for everyone, you know, who pronounces it as Han. I always like that, even from the first time I watched this movie, I was like, that's good. It's not a perfect movie, though. So one of the things that people love about Han Solo is that he's very stubborn. He feels like that the way that he does things is the only way to do things. And in this movie, even though I thought that Alden knocked it out of the park with this portrayal, it's just the way that he's written. He's not stubborn at all. Like, at all. He's very collaborative with his team, which I guess would be a good thing, except that that's not really Han Solo. Han Solo's stubborn, and it's his way or the highway, and you don't get that out of this for some reason. And I'm going to talk about a spoiler after I give my grade, because this is something I'm sure you've seen this movie by now, but there is something I want to talk about that has always confused me even from the first time I saw this movie. But it is a big spoiler, so I'm going to give you my my rating first, and then I'm going to talk about my last con. But one more con at the beginning of this movie. When he gets through the security gate, he's like trying to hide from stormtroopers and gangsters, and he takes a coat off of someone, he takes a hat off of someone, and he's just walking through this crowd. And every time I watch this, I think, wouldn't they get up and be like, "Hey, that's my hat," or something like that? But no, it seems like nobody cares that he's stealing their clothes, which is weird. But I really, really like this movie, so I'm gonna give you my grade now, and then I'm gonna talk about that spoiler. So you can, if you haven't seen this movie, or you just don't care about, if you care about spoilers, you can click away. But if you don't care about spoilers and you've seen the movie, then you can stay. But I'm going to give Solo, a Star Wars story, a 90 out of 100. Don't hate me for giving that grade, because I know a lot of you are like, oh, really? But I really, really enjoyed this movie. I really liked it. It's so much fun. It's just so much fun to watch. Okay, here comes the spoiler. You have been warned. At the end of the movie, we find out that Tobias Beckett betrays everyone. He betrays everyone, and I think he does it just to get in good with Dryden Voss. The thing is, though, is that if you remember, you see in the movie, that they actually anticipated him betraying them, and so they came up with a plan where he would betray them. And he has to betray them in order for this plan to work. And I don't understand why Han would know that he was going to betray them. I never saw a hint in Tobias Beckett that made me question his loyalty. So what was it about him that had him questioning his loyalty to them? Can somebody please explain that to me? Maybe something I missed, but I've seen this movie several times, and I don't understand what it was that gave it away to Han that Beckett would betray him. I don't get it. I really don't. But if you have a theory or an answer to something, let me know in the comments down below. But thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to Potty Planet Entertainment for more. Hit the like button. Leave movie suggestions down in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram at Potty Planet Entertainment for channel updates, and much love.